Hey everybody, today I'm going to talk about the Hotspots pane and the format oops symbol and how you can organize your different types of scan stops, different things that you would like to stop and check during real time or for editing for quick reference when you go back. So let me share my screen and I will show you a couple things you need to do first. So you need to organize what you're going to separate. So you can decide I have quotes I need to check, or maybe I dropped something. You want to check audio, you want to check punctuation, you want to check spelling, we want to check the speaker. So in the old days, we just, at least I did, I would just make a scan stop check, like check. So I would scan through my file and find the checks. Well, sometimes I had to read ahead a little bit, try to figure out why I marked it. So this gives you a really good way to organize what you've marked and why. And then I will show you how the Hotspots pane will actually organize them for you and put them all in a nice little bundle, and you can color code them and have them for quick reference. So the first thing I would do is I would sit down and decide what would I like to organize. And here are just a couple of ideas of things that you might want to be organizing. For instance, you might just want to have a generic check, like just check, make a scan stop there, just make sure I read through that passage. Maybe it's a quote that they're saying and you want to make sure you get the quote because maybe you didn't get the quote right. Or if you dropped something and you want to make sure you read that because that wasn't correct. Or checking audio for those of you that use audio. Maybe you want to check a spelling, like a witness is on the witness stand, you throw in this oops symbol that I'll show you how to define, and then it will organize quickly. You can get to that spelling before the witness leaves. You can say, I need to get a spelling, and you can go right to it. Maybe it's punctuation that you want to check further up on, oh, that was supposed to be a period, and maybe I need to go back and read that and check it. Or maybe you have a wrong speaker. So let me show you a really easy way and how you can organize those. So first of all, go through and make a list of what you would like to organize. And this is what I have done. I'm going to make oops number 1, the quote, 2, drop, 3, audio, etc. So make a little list before you even sit down to do this. And 1 through, it'll go as high as you want, but 1 through 6, these are just some ideas that I'm giving you. So the next thing I'm going to show you is you need to put those into your dictionary. So to put them into your dictionary, I just hit my personal dictionary, you insert, and you decide what you're going to write. So say spell. So I'm going to make this, oops, I'm going to make that, oops is number 4 for spelling. So I just told it, anytime I write that stroke, I want you to make an oops. And what the Catalyst will do, it will scan stop on that. Now I've told it I want it to be number 4. Now let me show you later how that all comes together, because it doesn't make sense yet, but we're going to tell it what number 4 is. So you tell it, okay. So now let's say, let's insert another one. Let's say punctuation. PNGT is how I'm going to write it. And I want that to be a format symbol, oops. And let's make punctuation number 5. So double click it. Let's make that 5. And now I've defined that. So you can see I have several of them in here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They just look like oops, nothing but a scan stop. So I get out of there. Now I'm going to go over here. And let me delete those. And I'm going to show you how they show up. So if I have, first of all, you need to look at your hotspots. And that is a pane that you can go under View, Pane, and then Hotspots. Now I have this where it's automatically hidden, and there's a little tiny button right here, auto hide. So my hotspot stays there all the time. See how it goes right there? If I need it, I can always just click on it and it comes up. But if you want to go in and out of it, you can move it around just like your other panes. But to get to it is View, Panes, and hotspots. Okay. So now I want to, I've written a little, just gone through and I've made some things like I typed spell your last name, and I wrote here John Higgin. I don't even know if that's how you spell it, but I threw in that little spell or however you want to write it. I threw that in there so you can, let me show you. I wrote spell. Here I've got an untranslate. I defined those as an oops symbol. So let me take my notes off. So if you look over here, go into the hotspots, and I'm going to take my video off here just a little bit so we can see that better. There are all these right here. Here's all those oops that I just did. I wrote them in. I thought, well, okay, but they're just plain oops. So how do I define that, what I want them to be? You only have to do this once. You don't have to do this every time, but the first time I need you to do this. You click right here where it says options, click options. And here are all the options for the hotspots panes. You go down here, see right here where it says oops, you would define those, you click on it, and you just make that, that's just gonna be, I'm just gonna check. That's just a general check. And then it's asking you what color you want it to be. Let's just make those pink, those are fine. So number ones were check quote. So let's change that to check quote. Now, I want that to be a different color because I want them to be color coded over here. So how I do that, show you that, click right here, and here's all the different colors you can decide to have that. Let's make the check quotes orange, okay? Category number 2 was I decided that was going to be a drop. So let's make that drop. And what color do you want that to be? Let's make that yellow. Okay, category number 3 was audio. So let's put audio. What color do you want the audios to be? Let's make those blue. Category number 4 was spelling. What color do I want that? Let's make that red. Oops, number 5 was punctuation. I want to check my punctuation there. What color should I make that? Let's make that lime green. Number 6 was a speaker ID. So I just type speaker, and let's make that gold. Okay. So now I've got 6. That's all I've defined. You can go up to 9 or 10. Okay. So I tell it okay. So now if you look over here at my hotspots, look where everything turned into an organized area. So I can easily hit my hotspots. I'll make it go away. So you can pull up here, audio. Look what happens when I double click on that audio. It goes right to where I had told it to check audio. Here I needed to check a quote. I double click it, it goes right to that, and I know that I was supposed to check a quote there. Here is all of the punctuation. I double click it, it goes to where I wanted to check punctuation. Here's spelling. So before the witness even leaves, I hit my hotspot, I look for spelling, look, they're all in red, double click, and it goes right to where the spelling was needed. See how good that was? Now the reason my hotspot is going back and forth and not staying there is because I have told it to auto hide. See that little pin right there? It's auto hide. So if you don't want it to go back and forth like that and leave it stay open, you would not click that little pin. So I hope that you organize your checking a little bit better, and I think that you're going to love this feature. Okay, don't forget to subscribe below, tell all your friends, and I'll be making more as we do our training. Bye.